Mr. Donnelly for 2.5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. At the height of the recent economic crisis, our nation's auto industry faced serious financial problems, putting the jobs of more than 3 million hardworking Americans in jeopardy. The failure of the domestic automobile industry would have had a devastating impact on Indiana's economy, America's economy, and the American workforce. The potential failure of Chrysler and General Motors threatened the jobs of nearly 150,000 Hoosiers, from transmission workers in Kokomo to parts suppliers and dealers from the Ohio River to Lake Michigan. The threat to our auto industry wasn't just a threat to Hoosier jobs, it was a threat to our way of life and would have plunged Indiana into a depression. In December 2008 and January 2009, the Bush administration stood behind our automakers and their financial arms, providing temporary assistance and arguing that not providing any assistance to companies like Chrysler would make the recession even worse. When the new administration took office in 2009, they built on that precedent to keep the industry alive, then working to secure Chrysler's first lien creditors a greater return than they would have ever received under liquidation, while keeping Chrysler and the thousands of Hoosier jobs it supported alive. Shortly after, Chrysler Group began repaying these funds and reinvesting in the American auto industry and our nation's communities. Chrysler Group has since paid back all obligated loans to the government. At a time when private capital was scarce, I strongly supported this temporary assistance, as did the Democratic administration and the Republican administration. Chrysler's spring 2009 sale to Fiat prevented the company from facing total collapse, an action which would have been devastating to an already fragile economy. This was not an easy decision, but a necessary one. I saw a clear choice, either to bet on American automobile workers, an American industry, and American investors, or to bet against them. We bet on American workers, and will continue to do so every single time we are presented with that choice. Today, we know we made the right decision, which was upheld at every stage by our federal courts, to stand behind American workers and families, because Chrysler and the American automotive industry have bounced back from near collapse. In 2011, the sales of Chrysler vehicles worldwide increased by 22%. Chrysler Group's U.S. market share rose 10.5%, up from 9.2% a year prior. This was driven by a 43% increase in U.S. retail sales. Most recently, Chrysler Group reported a 30% increase in sales from May of 2012 over sales from May of last year. These are the best sales since 2007. We will continue to stand with our American automobile industry today, now, and long into the future, and we will also stand with American investors and American workers. This was an extraordinary success story.